And what is up, ADHD gang? And today, with the limited time that I do have today, we're filming a video. Today, we are going to be styling different majors. I'm gonna do like 2 outfits per major. I might pick like 5 different majors. I am not going to do fashion major only because I was a fashion major. And yeah, I want to like branch out. I want to style some of the other things. I've been seeing a lot of this be done, not like the major specifically, but by Wisdom Kane. Love that man. Chef's kiss. So yeah, I figured why don't I give it a shot? I took personal styling, I took menswear. I have a degree in fashion merchandising, but fashion nonetheless. And I figured I might know what I'm doing. So let's get into it and let's start with the first one. I'm gonna try to keep it quick. I'm not gonna do a voiceover for this one, but I'm gonna really try to like edit myself and cut myself down so that we can get this done. Also, I may just keep my hair up in a claw clip for every outfit. If I do, we'll find out. But yeah, let's set up the tripod and get into it. Okay, guys. Does this work? Does this work? I think I want to put you guys on the other side. Sorry. I can't decide which side. Hello? Which side of my room I like better, lighting wise. I think this might be the side. So, for the first one, we're gonna do science. Any of these sort of sciences. I want to do geology right now. We're going to grab. What do I want to grab? What do I want to grab? That's the question. What do I have? I'm gonna start off with these khakis. Not sure why, but I don't really have like a cargo. I do have a cargo style pant. We'll do these first for the first part of this outfit. I really knew that I wanted to do science kind of as the first one. I loved my science classes, surprisingly. I think it was just the professor that I had, but like I loved my science classes. And I had like a moment where I almost wanted to be an environmental science major with like a concentration in sustainability. I was really thinking about it. But these are gonna be the pants. I'm not gonna wear shoes with this stuff. I'm gonna grab my shoes actually. Give me a second. We're testing the distance of these mics. I love these microphones, but once I actually get like my big boy camera, I'm looking at like a like Sony, the one with where it like flips out and all that. So we're gonna do these. We're gonna say that we're pairing these with the docks. So we have that. And then I'm thinking um science, geology. None of this was pre-planned either. It was like slightly pre-planned, but like not fully pre-planned. I think I want to do. Let's do a hoodie. Why not? Let's do a hoodie. I'm going to put this on real quick and then I'll come back to you guys. Trying to get that over my claw clip was not it. I'm not sure if I'm feeling the hoodie. I think we're gonna go with it. We're gonna make it work. So we have this as like obviously, because you're in like the like pants with the hoodie. I'm also thinking maybe we do a bit of layering on this. Maybe we go with this here. Let's go with this here. my trusty layering piece. I layer this over my hoodies all the time. I knew I wanted to start out with the khakis. I feel like they're always in, like, from what I envision it as, is like if you're really like truly like archaeology and stuff like that, you're always going to be in some type of like utility style, like kind of khaki esque type pants. Warning for sounds as I put this on and around the mic. Okay. Yeah, this is it. So it's very street style, but in my opinion, I'm thinking like for majors, and then like when you like go into the actual workforce, then you'll have like, instead of like just this, maybe it'll be like you'll have like a tank top and then this on, but like this is the first kind of fit that I'm thinking for like a science major, an archaeo, some type of science major where you're not trying to like fully look like a bum because you have so many credits that you're trying to get up to. If you're in 18 credits, whatever, you have a 4.0 GPA, like you're trying to look good and all of that. So, yeah, this will be the first outfit. We're gonna look in my mirror that I have over there that is still broken, by the way. It won't hang back up. And I have yet to get a new one because it's like such a cheap mirror, and I'd love to just get a more fuller length standing one. Um, but yeah, this is gonna be the first kind of sciency type outfit. Let's get into outfit number 2. I'm gonna do a big cut, and I'm gonna already have some things ready to go. Okay, we are back. I have on these cargos, and the bottom can like drawstring in. There's like a big massive pocket here, a matching pocket. I'm thinking these, and then I'm thinking of these with, if you're maybe just going straight to class, maybe with a Converse. I'm also thinking, I don't have a pair, but I'm thinking of a Birkenstock, a Zebzag. You could do these with Tevas, Chacos, blunt stones, maybe. Like if you had more of like a utility style boot that aren't the docks, you could also just do this with regular sneakers. And then to pair with this, I'm thinking maybe you're gonna go a bit more casual to class. So let's grab a, you know what? Let's just grab a tank top from my college. It was a t-shirt that we ended up making for one of my fashion classes. It was for visual merchandising. We had to create like event t-shirts and sell them. So yeah, I cut it off and made it into a tank top because I wasn't wearing it regardless. But yeah, we have like the kind of sort of tank top style. But now to pull this together, I'm thinking we take another different shade of green. I'm thinking a lot of like dark colors and more jewel tones and earth tones is what I'm kind of thinking. Like, look at this. It's not as much styling as I typically do in a lot of my other videos. Like all crusty today. So don't mind me if I'm like all up in my face today. But yeah, like just, it's just the jacket itself. The jacket itself is giving all of the credit, but like it's like still casual and cozy, but it does have these pants. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's a little hard to see, but like they can like tie up, so you could like raise the pant leg say you wanted them to be here or something, and then you tie it tighter and you fold it back down. Love that. Thrifted them. Yeah, this is gonna be the second kind of science outfit. Also, too, with this outfit, I would say, maybe a tote bag. Let me grab my green one. Everything is out here in the hallway. Um, I've been kind of like going back and forth, like trying to swap between bags for work because I just wear like the same bag. But imagine it with like this, and then you have your little laptop in there, and then you would have like some type of Stanley Owala, some type of more sustainable esque type water bottle. Probably not, not necessarily my water bottle, but you know, you're just carrying around a little water bottle. I think this is really cute. So let's get into the next major. I want this to be super quick, super simple for you guys. Give you guys some inspo for your major. So let's get into the next one. Okay, so the next major is gonna be music. I'm gonna do like a music style major, but we're gonna have a sip of this matcha. I got these glasses from a family member. It was like a pack of them, and they have like a rubber lid, but the rubber lid doesn't exactly fit secure. It just like sits on top. So I want to look into maybe getting bamboo lids, and then they came with clear straws. But I just needed a matcha break, so for oh for a music major, I'm gonna put back on these khakis. Not to say that I'm repeating outfits here, but I feel like any sort of kind of music major that I have seen always has some type of kind of chino, khaki, dress pant kind of styled look. So there's this. And then there is multiple options here. I could ascend. Oh, and no, there's necktie. I could go with a turtleneck. Love a turtleneck. I think if I did a turtleneck with either that green jacket or like a turtleneck with something else would be really, really cute. You could also go with a kind of sort of button down with it. I think this is going to be really cute, so we're going to style this. I'm going to see, I'm going to pull all of my bins. I just cleaned my room, guys, and now I'm completely trashing my room again. We love that for me. I'm gonna say I should have a black tank top. Here we go. So I thrifted. If you didn't see some of my previous videos where I got this Ralph Lauren kind of top here, I have not been styling it a whole lot. And I feel like I want to attempt to kind of style it more, style some kind of fall outfits. Because if I'm being honest, recently I have been throwing on jeans and I'll wear a long sleeve with a hood and then I'll toss on a t-shirt and like that'll be it. And like, yes, that's styled, but it's not style. You know what I mean? It's styled, but it's not styled in like the way that I would love for it to be. Whether you keep the sleeves rolled up or not is your personal preference. I think I'm gonna roll the sleeves down a bit. I need to remember to keep the microphone up by my face so that you guys can hear what I'm talking about. But yeah, I always see a kind of sort of outfit like this. I always see the one where it's like with a turtleneck or something. But I think that this is actually quite simple. If you wanted to tuck in the tank top so that you could, just gonna tuck it in the front just for time's sake for you guys. But yeah, just to like tuck it in, just have something kind of like simple. Like I'm gonna go conduct and make music and all of that stuff. Um, I think that this is honestly really good. It's giving coastal. It's giving like coastal kind of grandmother, but I also really kind of like it. I feel like I don't see music majors in enough color because they're always in like their concert jazz blacks and grays and like it's all of that, and then when they're not in that, like we all wear sweatpants for the time being. But I think that this is a really good one. So let's get into outfit number 2 for you music majors out there. Alright, outfit number 2. We're gonna do these super baggy from PacSun thrifted jeans. And I want to do a sweater. I only own one sweater because I've only made myself one sweater. I used to have a lot of different, like, I used to have a lot of cardigans. I never really had sweaters. I had cardigans. And I used to wear them a lot back in, like, my femme kind of girly pop era. Those of you that remember, like, my first year of college and then all throughout high school, like, on my TikToks and stuff like that. Like, I was wearing sweaters like nobody's business. But I kind of grew out of it and I'm growing back into it. So I'm in the process of making another sweater, but it's not for myself. If you haven't seen that progress, I've been posting about that progress in all of my recent videos. I'm going to post more about it in this video, post some of my like fails and interests. But here it is. I wouldn't necessarily say this sweater. I would lean more towards like the vintage grandpa sweaters for sure, but this is the only sweater that I own, guys. This is the only sweater that I own because I made it myself. Love that. Love that. I want to also do, there's a like trend going on where it's like people are like wearing my handmade items and hoping, like waiting for somebody to like ask me where I got something from and then I can say I made it myself. Alright, but let me step in the mirror for you guys. I think that this is actually pretty good. I don't really wear this sweater a lot, and I think it's definitely because of the neckline. I think I want to maybe take the neckline and see if I can roll it down one and then like sew it together because it's not like super flattering, but I feel like I would see a music major in this, and then you do like these, and then not necessarily this one. I would say something like maybe a more like canvasy. I do have canvas totes in there. I just don't want to like bring anything out. But like I feel like a tote bag's always the answer. Or one of those ooh, this could also lean for psychology majors as well, but one of those like this square like briefcase like leather kind of crossbody bags that you always see in like the vintage movies, but I feel like this is super cute. It's giving what it needs to get, you know? It's like I'm a music major. I make music, I conduct, I sing, I write stuff, and I kind of like it. Also, all of these outfits are versatile, so it could just be your college inspiration. Feel free to take it all and everything. And yeah, let's get into number 3 out of 5, 4, we'll see. The next major that I want to do is I want to do art, any sort of art. Whether it is just regular art, art education, graphic design, whether you're majoring more into textiles, pottery, whatever, we're going to do that. So I'm going to start with these jeans. Again, love these jeans. I think what I want to do is we're going to do something a little bit crazy. We're going to go into vest territory. I don't typically wear vests. I own 2 vests and I don't particularly wear them in my day-to-day life only because they're just like so much. It's so much of a deep V that like it's out here showing my sports bra. And like that's the issue, is that it shows my sports bra. And like I can't wear something like this to work. And since I am now working and have been working for like a hot minute, I feel like that's not exactly. But like look at this. Look how cute this is. This is a cute outfit. But since we're going into art, we're doing art. We are styling for all of you art majors out there, for any major really. This is cute. This is really cute. I really like this. We're gonna layer her up. We could do some underlayering if we wanted to. I have, if you've seen any of my other styling videos, that mesh long sleeve that I gravitate towards all the time. We could put that under here. We could really do anything if we wanted something under here. I'm gonna do some overlayers actually. I think I'm gonna start with something else first, and then I will put that on. I'm gonna start with this brown one. So let me put this on, and I will come back to you guys in like 2 seconds. We're getting the texture. We're seeing the texture. We're loving the texture. This is cute. This is cute. Just this on its own it works. It's super cute. It's not super flattering on me personally. Um, just because it's a wider cut kind of top, but I want to like spice this up. So this would be like a cute like art education. Maybe you're taking like a pottery class. You need like an older kind of style pair of jeans that you don't care that get dirty, and like some kind of shorter sleeve. But say maybe we're in graphics, we're doing something a little crazier. Let's add some more color to this and get really insane. Now look at this. It's crazy, I know, but it's me. Like this is something that I would 100% go out into the wild with, go out into the wildlife with. I would wear this to like work or something. But like look at this. It's like an old grandfather, an old grandmother. Like it's giving. And then you do this. But wait. You do this with the Converse. It looks so cute, right? I also have some white low tops to do that with. Say it's more kind of fallish, wintry. You do it with these boots, and then you pair your bag with it. I would do something a little more fun, like a painted canvas, or I have that vegetable bag. But this is the only bag that I have like kind of out on hand. I'm like, look at that. And then this is where like, oh, you just picked up like your Starbucks or Dunkin', you just made a drink and you're bringing it to class. You know what I mean? I feel like this outfit is 10 out of 10. I will be stealing this and wearing this at some point. You will see me wearing this at some point. I will wear this. Not sure exactly where I will wear this. I could end up wearing this to work if I'm working like a quick 4 hour. Ooh. I could wear this outfit, honestly, if you see me wearing this outfit before this video goes out, you'll know. But yeah. I have a few 4 hour shifts coming up either this week or next week. So we'll see. But let's get into outfit number 2. I don't want this to be an extra long video for you guys. This next outfit is going to be with, you guessed it, sweatpants. I wanted to make sure that I had at least one outfit in here, you know, that was sweatpants, because we're not all going to wear jeans all the time. There were some days where I had maybe 1 or 2 classes that was it. Or I had like an extra time block in between classes after a class where I would strictly wear sweatpants. I would wear sweatpants, and then whatever I had on top, I would make sure I had a t-shirt or a tank top that I could change into, and I would go into our open gyms and I would practice. That's where a lot of my really good choreo was written. If you have followed me on TikTok, and you've been following me on TikTok and on Instagram as well, link in the description if you want to kind of hit those places up. You know where to find them. But yeah, I was like almost always in some type of sweatpant or a short because there was always an open gym. So if you've kind of seen those videos of the room with the green floor, yeah, that's what I was doing in between classes. In between classes, studying, keeping my GPA up, graduating, doing indoor and marching band. I was also finding time to go to an open gym as I was a commuter and still practice. I love that. But yeah, we're gonna do sweatpants. I think what I want to do is something crazy. I want to do something super crazy. We're gonna put on a tank top. I'm trying to see which tank tops I have as to what's gonna be good. I want to put on, where is, here it is. We're gonna put on my Knoxville tank top. I don't wear this one as often. Only because like I'm not the biggest fan of like things with like names and places on it and dates and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But um I bought this tank top and I love it. I love the cut of it. I love the fit of it. I just don't wear it that often. So we're gonna style it in this video. Maybe this is from like your hometown, or like maybe you thrifted like a vintage tank top. It could also be a t-shirt as well. I'm just going with the tank top because we're in like this mid-weather kind of season right now. Well, look at this. It's plain, it's boring, but you know what? We're gonna spice it up. How are we gonna spice it up? With a blazer. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna put it on. And you might be thinking, like, wow, this is really outrageous. And it is. I'm looking at it and it is outrageous. So we're going to look at it in the mirror. I'm going to look at it in the mirror and kind of see what are we missing? What do we need? This would be really good with a pair of jeans. I've seen a lot of graphic design and like fashion merchandising and people who did like multimedia, like web and stuff like that, and like communications majors. I've seen them kind of wear some stuff like this with the extra piece of my hair just falling out. I think this is good. What it needs is some styling. So it's not like a horrid outfit. The blazer kind of styles it up. Converse would style it back down. So if I had like, maybe I had like a heeled boot or something, this would tie back in the black here. Another thing that could also be done is you could just take this and like throw it over. Um I'm kind of thinking too also with this, because art major, hello, I have this here. I think this would also be cute, but like throwing something that's gonna be a little bit more formal type with this. So I take my button downs all the time, like this one here and stuff like that, and I will wear them as like a jacket in like the spring and fall when it's not as warm, because why not? So like if you had like a black kind of button up, you could do like a silk, like any sort of kind of texture over this. I wouldn't say like a flannel, but you could also do like a leather jacket, something to kind of elevate it. And then I always keep putting on the same bag. But if you maybe did, um, let's say you did like a little mini backpack. I have this Launchfly backpack here. That's kind of cute. So like your art supplies, and your little things that kind of like just be in there. I think it's cute and it's enough. And I always recommend, I always recommend, if you haven't started college yet, you're just now getting back to college, I always recommend having a jacket on you. Even if you're wearing a dress, if you're wearing shorts, like the bottom half to me, like my legs didn't fully matter as much as like my arms did. I always made sure that like with every outfit I had a jacket, even if it was just a light one, that I could just carry with me and bring with me. Because going to like an 8 a.m. class in the morning and then having classes back to back, by the time that I got out of my classes at like 1, 2, 3 o'clock, sometimes 11, 12, whatever, like it was hot. So like I wore the jacket to keep me warm in the buildings and when I was kind of going outside in the morning and stuff like that. So yeah, this was, is this number 3? We did science, music, art. We're gonna do one more. Um, one more. Let's get into it. Let's do something a little interesting, something that I don't typically consider and I don't usually style, but let's get into it. For this the final major that I want to get into, I want to go into English, writing, any of this sort of the, even if it's like if you're going into like communications like a language. Let's get into that. We're gonna throw back on these jeans again. I have not in any of these videos styled any of my like alternative pants, so like more of my flowy pants, because I style those, I feel like all the time and in almost every video I'm kind of reaching for them, and I want to try to style more kind of everyday pieces for you guys. I'm not going to fully button that up, but we're going to just pretend. And then I think what I want to do for this is I'm going to put on this bad boy here and come back in like 2 seconds. And we're back in like 2 seconds. Let me fold down this collar for you guys. I don't wear this piece that often either. I keep it in because it's a really good staple. And it's something good to have for a layering piece. I have not kind of worn it yet. I also haven't been able to like, I don't want to say dress up, but I haven't been able to dress up at work. Like it's been like, okay, you have to wear jeans, you have to wear, like safe for work pieces. I'm gonna tuck this in because I feel like this is gonna be the vibe. Now, this right here, what I have on is like a basically clean slate for you to do whatever you want. If you wanted to, let's say we put back on this green jacket, it's gonna look so good because black is basically my staple neutral. Black is one of the neutrals that I've learned that goes well with my skin tone. If you have not kind of gotten into all that, I recommend going into my channel, going into my kind of further back videos. I have some videos that do kind of talk about stuff like that and go deep into like personal styling and your seasons and your colors and kind of stuff like that. But now, like, look at this. I think that this is pretty cool, but this isn't what we're going for. What I want to do is I want to invoke like cozy, like maybe kind of writer-esque type fall vibes. So we're going to put a flannel on. This isn't your typical flannel. It's more of a like cottony, kind of linen-y type. But I think that this right here, it screams super fall, but it's like so good. And then imagine you layer this with, you have your chains, and you have a cool belt, And then you have rings on because, you're always writing, you're always typing, you got to have stuff on. You could do a few bracelets, but with the way some of these cuffs kind of come down and cover it, you'd have your cool earrings. The hair is up out of the way. And then you'd have like your layered necklaces like coming out from underneath. This piece, I think this is really good. And then since it's fall time, you pair it with these boots so then it matches. And then you just have all these bright fall, not bright. You have all of these like dreamy fall colors to then go in and like pick out a bag. So if you wanted like a more orangey bag, a purple bag, a green bag, you know what I mean, a brown bag, you could kind of pick out anything, or you could just straight up do a black bag that would match everything. And if you had like a taller kind of sock that would like peek out of your boots, they also make things too. I don't have them. I've kind of looked into them. They're not something that I'm willing to purchase just yet, but they make little like charm clips for like the back loops of your shoes for like your Docs and like some Converse and stuff like that, and sneakers that have like that back loop. I think that would also be cute. Let's get into the final outfit. Outfit number 2 for you creative majors, English, writing, communications, language. Let's do number 2. Okay, I want to keep this shirt on. I think this is a good kind of basic. I also have just a plain black t-shirt as well. I always sometimes kind of gravitate towards that just solid black shirt for certain things. So I've kept it around and I wear it like every once in a while, but not enough to like actually put it back in my closet. So, yeah. We're going to do this. I'm going to put on sweatpants. You might be thinking like sweatpants with this like turtleneck kind of here. This is it is a lighter turtleneck. It's not like super heavy. It's super kind of lightweight and thin. But I feel like the cargo style of oh, my cat's trying to break and enter. Hey you, for breaking and entering, what do you gotta say? What do you gotta say to the people? What do you gotta say to the people? The look she just gave you guys? Okay. I'm gonna pull this out. So we have this. I'm gonna step back and show you guys. It's not horrid, but you do this with Docs, and then you hear me out. You then go in. You could either go in and style it up by doing a kind of blazer moment. So you have like the cargo pants with the blazer. You could also put on that green jacket again. If you like to get funky with your layers, I love to get kind of funky and crazy with my layers. Like, just like picture this right here. Like, I think that is, it's funky, it's different, but like, it's almost kind of styled up enough to where like, these are sweatpants, but like, to look at the outfit, like I'm gonna look in the mirror real quick. They don't feel, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing sweatpants. It kind of feels like I have like a different pair of pants on. Even if you just threw over like a leather jacket, that jean jacket that I was showing off with these, and then I was talking about like that leather kind of satchel type bag. I feel like that would be super pretty with this. But I always just kind of do a tote bag. We just love this. Like, I think that this is just so good and so cute. And then you'd have like your little water with you. You'd have your laptop in there with all of your extra things, maybe a little notebook, some pens, planner. I really like this. This one's gonna be a 10 out of 10. I haven't been rating all of them, but this is another 10 out of 10. Would definitely catch me wearing this on my off day. I definitely couldn't wear this to work. I'm not allowed to wear sweatpants to work, guys. Cries. Cries. I want a job where I can actually wear sweatpants, but yeah. So let's get into this outro. And then you guys can tell me what you felt, how you feel about it all. Okay, so real quick. We are mic-less, but I wanted to show you guys an update since I restarted this. I did find out that some of these places where there's like bigger holes, I skipped stitches and I'm now going back and recounting it all and it's off. So what I'm doing is I'm going around the amount of rounds that I have to without a round in between, just to not make it overly like hang so far down and drape so far down off the shoulders and stuff like that, to make it have more of a kind of feminine fit to it and less kind of drop shoulder masculine because of like the person that it's going for. So I counted how many are like missing and stuff like that. I'm going around to each section and I'm adding that. So like this section is missing, I think I said it was missing 10. No, it's missing 20. So I have to go around 10 times doing 2 increases on either side, and then I'll just like do whatever's missing for each one to fill in, and then that's it. And then the rest of it will just be straight knitting all the way around. It's gonna look a little weird and it's gonna be a little off, but I don't want to frog this thing again because this is like the second time I've done it, and I'm just gonna kind of deal with some of these like bigger holes in here, whether I take some thread and try to close that up. But I figured I'd give you that update. Ooh, sock update too, real quick before I get to that outro for you guys. Sock update. I think I did something wrong. I feel like I was supposed to cut off, like only do half of the stitches, like the one side would have been half, maybe? I don't know. Because there's a gap here, and I don't know. What do I do with this? I don't know. I gotta read up, but I want to be done with socks. Like, I want to be done with socks for like a hot minute, and I still have to make another one. But I figured I'd give you guys like that really quick update. I'm making sure that I'm trying to, with this month of September, spend as much time as I can doing other things. Like, I play way too much of my one video game, and yes, I really want to try to progress and get that done, but I'm thinking of spending less time on that and more times on finishing some of these projects so that I can start the new projects that I really want to work on, because I don't want to have 45 different projects going at once, even though it's tempting, but I don't have the needles for it. So yeah, that was a little update for you guys, and I'm gonna get into that outro for you guys, so this isn't a long video. Goodbye, guys. Okay, guys, now that my room is like actually quite destroyed again, I'm gonna actually start picking it up and putting it away as I talk to you guys, because I just cleaned it and the pile of clothes on the floor gives me anxiety. I hope you guys like this video. It's very, very different from my typical kind of content. But I wanted to give some more versatile outfits. I did do, I think, down in the description. Not down in the description. I can try to put it in the description. If editing me can remember, I'm editing this like a week maybe before it's gonna go out or so. But down deep, like not like the beginning of my page, but if you scroll down enough, I do have a video where I'm pretty sure I do, where I styled sweatpants. So feel free to go check that out. Feel free to check out all of my previous videos. I do not only film fashion content, I do film a little bit of lifestyle here and there. I also I do art, I do knitting, I do sewing. My last video that I just did was me prepping for a sale that I had where I sold some of my art and clothes. And yeah, just did like a week of crafts. The sale did go pretty well. It got a lot of traction. It got me really into like considering a lot of hard details. Like maybe looking into doing different tags and stuff like that and trying to simplify down my processes that I have for doing things. So yeah, but make sure you give this video a like, comment down below which outfits did you like? What were you kind of intrigued by? What do you want to see? Do you want me to do some like outrageous styling videos? Because I will do that. I will do like outrageous styling videos. I will style for literally anything. I kind of like the idea of like maybe taking like a show or something and like styling an outfit based on like 3 or 4 characters. I feel like that would be um really, really cool. Make sure you check out. Link in the description is going to be my link tree down below. That will link to all 3 of my Instagrams. Yes, I have 3. I've explained it multiple times. I just had anxiety as a kid. Still do. So everything had to kind of stay separate from my ADHD anxiety brain. So check all of that out down there. Also, make sure you are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, which most of you that do watch this video are not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe so that you can get all of my content and all of its chaotic glory. Also, like I said, comment down below what you want to see, anything like that. Turn on that notification bell. I am posting twice a month. I am really trying to make sure that I get 2 videos out of the month for you guys. I do have the ability, obviously, to make more videos and post more videos. I'm just not at that current stage yet in my life where that kind of makes logical sense. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing start to September. I hope your September is going super well. Mine is already going amazing. My August was absolutely amazing. I feel like the second half of the year coming close, 1 month from my birth month. I feel like things are going kind of really well. My low buy is going super well. I have been putting away, it's only $5, but I'm putting away $5 a month so that I can have enough money for this camera that I want. I talked about it earlier, like the Sony GX something with like the flip out. I really kind of want that. So we're working on upgrading the setup for you guys. I'm also potentially looking into maybe getting, like I have for the art studio down in the basement, I have that like overhead arm that I can film top down. I want to possibly get one of those so that I can have it upstairs here. So if I'm doing any sort of knitting or any kind of sewing or like whatever I'm doing, if I'm just gotta chill. If I'm doing any sort of like art upstairs or outside or something somewhere else, I can still get that top down view for you guys because I can't take the one off from downstairs or else I can't get it back on. So yeah, I hope you guys really like this video. Check out everything down below. Check out all my playlists. Check out all of my amazing content. And I hope you guys have a good day and goodbye.